Hello and welcome to a lovely freedom celebration of Commute with Collins. And yes, I did work. You're probably noticing how beautiful my hair is, and why, yes, I accidentally made it a little bit pink. But that is neither here nor there. Guys, don't put shampoo in bottles that used to hold hair dye, because then you confuse them and then you have pink hair. So anyways, let's jump right in. So it's the 4th of July and I worked and kind of sucked, but it's fine. I made money. I made time and a half money and this beautiful baby. But last night was the 3rd of July and I wanted to talk to you guys about this. So, if you don't know, which is probably a lot, I come from a small town called Poulsbo, Washington. I grew up there. I mean, I no longer live there, but it's just one of those towns that is like really cute and small, and like the police are basically like, they enforce the small rules, but generally they don't do much except security work. But last night at the fireworks, which, if you know anything about Poulsbo, it's a little Norwegian town. It's a Norwegian town, and they hold what's called a Viking Fest. Viking Fest is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in May, and most of the proceeds from Viking Fest go towards the fireworks on the fjord for the 3rd of July. A lot of people don't know that. They think that it's government funded, but no, it's literally all the money that's made from Viking Fest is put back into the community, which is great. And it's kind of like its own little carnival downtown with little, all their little shops downtown, but also little vendors and street, and, thousands of people come into Poulsbo, and it's a shit show. It's a nightmare. And if you have anxiety plus fireworks, it's not the place for you. I mean, I liked it as a kid, but as an adult, the moment I'm in a crowd, I need to think of like 8 different escapes. And a lot of people call me crazy, think it's weird that I like need to escape every possibility or scenario. But what happened last night is exactly the reason why I don't go to these things. So there was a guy who must have been either mentally ill or on drugs or both, threatened someone with a screwdriver. So that person went to the cops and told the cops that there's a guy waving a screwdriver and threatening people. And so the cops found the guy with his hands in his pockets, and they were like, hey, what do you got in your pocket? He showed them, it's a screwdriver. They said, hey, give it over. And he's like, no. And he walked away from them. And so many cops went and they started chasing him. So naturally he started running away. And I guess they surrounded him and he still wouldn't give it up. He, there was like an altercation where the officer tried to like grab it out of his hand or something, that, in the reports, and I guess he was so strong that he just threw the police officers off and tried to run a second time, and that's when a police officer shot him, not once, not twice, but 3 times. The report said he was shot twice in the abdomen and once in the chest. So he did not make it. Unfortunately, he succumbed to his gunshots. And last night I was pissed because I'm still a part of the North Kitsap community page, even though I'm not really a part of the community anymore. And all these people are wondering, are the fireworks gonna still go on? I heard there were gunshots. This happened in downtown Paulsbo, where the event was. There were children watching. Police shoot a man who did not have a gun, who had a screwdriver. Granted, I get it. Like, you know, it could be deadly if you stab someone in the eye or something. I don't know how that works. But a death still happened. And I'm not really pro-gun. I'm not really into this whole narrative of police are above the law and they can shoot whoever they want. I also think for like a small town, like it's a town of like barely 10,000 people, and like that's the outskirts, including of like I don't know. It's just, it's been a small town forever, and knowing that someone died in downtown Paulsbo, whether or not you feel like it's justified, but then there are people online wondering if the fireworks are still going on. It just, like, it fucking bothers me. I don't know. And I, like, personally, if I was overseeing everything, and I get millions of dollars are probably being put into these, you know, the venue and hiring all these people and the fireworks themselves and the barge and all this stuff. Like, I'm sure that that's the case, but maybe not millions, I don't know. But I don't know, it's weird. But like, I get the mentality that like the show must go on, everyone's already there, but it's like, for the safety of the people, like, I don't know if I would be comfortable having a fireworks celebration when someone was just murdered for being violent. Wouldn't this, I don't know. This is where I'm confused, and this is where Collins on the Rocks podcast would come into play, and I want to talk to you, and I would love to interview anyone on what you think about this, because whether or not you think it's justified or not, I'm not really sure how to go about this. I'm not sure how to feel about this, but I just feel like this life was lost. And people saying, oh, what do you expect? He asked for it. You know, he threatened a police officer. I understand. And I understand where the